So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 3 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the 3 stories I wanted to talk about in this video includes PlayStation Plus July and what's possibly dropping then. According to a Sony developer, Sony is just getting started in terms of showcasing what the PlayStation 5 is capable of, even after how great Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart looked, and Sony boss Jim Ryan touches on PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility and what happened there, and what the future plan seemingly is for legacy titles. First, let me know if you have a PlayStation 5 or not at this point. I do this every once in a while to see how many of you are still without a PlayStation 5 to see essentially the state of things going on with the community. So comment below, do you have a PlayStation 5 or not at this point? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, Sony is just getting started. So recently, IGN had Mike Fitzgerald of Insomniac Games on their Next Gen Watch show that they do weekly, covering next gen gaming news, or I guess current gen gaming news at this point. This time around, this was an interview style setup for the show, and they interviewed Mike, who's the director of core technologies at Insomniac Games. At one point in the video, they asked him about the potential of the PlayStation 5 going forward, the future of the hardware, and what they can still do with it in terms of performance after something like Ratchet and Clank. And he said this:
There's so much. There's so much. I look at even, you know, what we've done with the SSD and loading in this game just feels like the tip of the iceberg. We can get a lot more out of that hardware that I'm excited about. From a rendering potential, we as a studio have used ray tracing for reflections and tried to, lean into some of that ability quite a bit. And I think there's a lot farther we can take that as well. So it's going to be a fun, you know, however many years of leveraging this hardware and trying to do some more spectacular things with that.
So Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is still the tip of the iceberg in terms of what the PlayStation 5 is capable of, which is insane to hear considering just how mind-blowing Rift Apart is. Every time I turn on the game to play a bit more, I just have to take a few seconds to soak in all the visuals and get used to what I'm actually seeing before my eyes before I start playing. But, that's just me, of course. If this is the tip of the iceberg, I can't imagine how insane future titles will look, run, and feel. And on that feel note as well, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart has excellent use of the DualSense controller in my opinion. The guns feel great, the feedback that you get from various actions in the world feels great. It's just all done really well, and I can't wait to see what Sony has in store for us going forward, maybe at a future State of Play just a few weeks away. Maybe. We'll see. Now, diving into the second story of the video, PlayStation Plus July 2021. So last week, we had a user on Reddit known as Practical Brush, who website Twisted Voxel claimed to be a trustworthy source, come out and list their quote-unquote predictions for E3 2021. And in that list, we had A Plague Tale Requiem, which is a sequel to 2019's A Plague Tale Innocence. And this was their claim from last week. And as we know now, the title was officially announced yesterday at the Xbox showcase, but what does this have to do with PlayStation Plus in July? Well, there was another user on Reset Era who also last week confirmed Practical's Brush's prediction when it came to A Plague's Tale, stating this: I can tell you from my sources that A Plague Tale Requiem is at least correct. The game will be revealed at the Xbox showcase and will be a day one title on Game Pass. It will also launch on PlayStation and Switch via cloud version, release date 2022. Asobo will also reveal a next gen remaster of the first Plague Tale game. If you're on PlayStation 5, don't purchase it right now, as it will be included on the July PlayStation Plus. So both of them got the sequel correct, but this user, who goes by the name of Deluxe Era, went further to say one of July's games is a remaster of the first title. Considering they got the name and an announcement right, there's some weight, of course, here to their July PlayStation Plus rumor. But you guys let me know if you're interested in playing a PlayStation 5 remaster for A Plague's Tale or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the final story of the video, Sony boss Jim Ryan talking about backwards compatibility. So Jim Ryan recently sat down with website Axios and they talked about backwards compatibility for the PlayStation 5. I want to highlight 3 points from this story. So the first of the 3, why doesn't the PlayStation 5 have backwards compatibility past the PlayStation 4? Jim Ryan said, what is important to recognize when considering this question about designing a new platform is that time, engineering, resource, and money are all finite, and that important trade-offs have to be made in terms of what's included and what's not. Website Axios added to this with the following. He said that PlayStation 5's compatibility with PlayStation 4 games was due to fans' real desire for that support. So it's about resources and fans' real desire. In terms of resources, I get that. Does Sony want to put in the time to get in backwards compatibility set up or put those resources elsewhere? But realistically, there are multiple patents that hint towards backwards compatibility support. So I have to guess they've put some resources on it. I personally think Sony is doing a better job with the recent PlayStation Now update, allowing me to actually play older PlayStation 3 titles. I just want an app for the service for Sony to improve latency more so, even though it's much better than what it was before, and to add some more PlayStation 3 titles. Second point out of the 3, Sony's remake approach. Reading from website Axios, Ryan pointed out to the PlayStation 4 remake of a classic PlayStation 2 Ratchet and Clank game plus an original sequel on PlayStation 5 as a model Sony likes. We believe this approach keeps our IP fresh and contemporary, he said. So Sony likes remaking older titles. I personally also like that approach as well. Playing older titles redone for a new generation is great, of course. Bloodborne, the Ratchet and Clank remaster or remake from 2016, but at the same time, it wouldn't hurt to have support for legacy titles as well. In my opinion, you can have both. You might actually even get more people interested in a remake if more people have access to these older titles to play these older trilogies, older franchises as well before a remake comes out. And now the last one out of the 3, Jim Ryan's comment on Sony enabling backwards compatibility with PlayStation 1 titles. He didn't comment. For me, if you're not going to have support, why wouldn't you just say no? It's not in our plans instead of not commenting at all. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, obviously, but it seems like Sony might have plans if Jim Ryan isn't willing to comment on it, but that's just how I personally see it right now. But you guys let me know if you think Jim Ryan didn't comment because there's actually plans or there actually isn't any plans and he just didn't comment. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button as it always helps, to subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with bring on the summer event, because at this point we're just waiting for Sony to drop their own event after everybody else having theirs this week and this past weekend. So if you're excited for Sony's potential upcoming event, destroy the comment section with bring on the summer event, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.